is right.
We'll quit that time.
That's fast.
We'll put that time start this time. God, I'm glad I read it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
she's toasty out there today,
Well, I met.
Let me sit here for now, no, shit.
Yeah.
but I like it. I was ready for this morning weather. Ready.
I don't know, I
Summer.
got, I mowed right at noon, so I was the
Yeah.
highest part of the day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Call the meeting to order. You do start off with roll call.
Edward Clark, roll, Ward 2.
Perfect. Brian McGreevy, Ward 2.
Nikki Noyan, Ward 1.
Steve Mopey, Ward 1.
All right, do Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So first one is approval of minutes from April 15th. Does anybody have any questions on the meetings from the 15th? Any errors or corrections?
Which is purple.
Let's see.
That's from last. Usually I'm supposed to put that in there. I just always forget to do that for putting it in paper.
I make a motion to approve the April 15 minutes.
Ready? Edwards go first.
Second.
Steve on a second. All right. So approved. Pass. Or I should say all in favor, huh? Aye. All right. Approval of payables.
I just want to note, I added a few notes here. The reason the 605 companies one is so high is because that includes the last pay application from our last meeting, and then I included this one so that we could get that check out instead of waiting another month. And then that Baltic Fire Department, 3,300, that's just a grant that they got that they put the city of Baltic on the check, so it's an in and out. I just turned around and gave it to them.
Here, taxes, what's that one?
Payroll taxes.
Okay, sorry, yeah. 6 months left of payments on the dump truck and that's free and clear?
Yeah.
Nice, good.
Check and
Yeah,
check.
yeah.
Nice.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Got Nikki on a first,
Second.
Steve on a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, perfect. Public time? No one's here. So I don't think we'll probably have anything there.
Okay, we can keep it moving then.
Old business, Veterans Memorial. So what's that?
So that's what this resolution is.
Yeah.
Since May isn't here, I'll just, this is just. I think this is just the agreement that it's the legal, the legal description of what we're transferring. And that, there was another version of it that the school got that they're going to sign. So this is just our version of it, just saying that we also agree to the land transfer.
So I need approval to sign this from you guys, for the land trade between the school and.
I'll make that motion to approve the Veterans Memorial Land Swap.
Perfect.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, perfect.
No, that's not.
Alright, so that one I gotta sign. And then, Lacey,
Oh, yes.
on the interest rates.
I spoke with Jessica at the bank and requested an increase in the rate. I had got reached out to by, Plains Commerce Bank about some other options, but, Jessica just reminded me that a couple years back, they made it so that our corporate account does not have any fees at all. And so she said they could do 3.5% for our savings account and then continue on with no fees. And so that should help. I did already move. I think it was like 450,000 from our checking over to our savings, because she said it would take about 2 to 3 days for that to hit our account, but that was back on the 6th. So I told her to go ahead with that, just so that either way we have it going, but I would prefer to stay local if it
Lot
can stay
easier.
with you guys.
Makes sense to me.
So that's just kind of an FYI.
Would you be able to update us on, like, I'd just be curious, and maybe for the board or like public information as well on maybe once we get a few of those interest payments on
Oh, yeah.
what it was and now
The
what it's
difference.
going to be,
Heck, yeah.
as we get this 3.5, so that they see what the impact of that change that you made was.
Oh.
I will do that.
absolutely.
And then she did point out too that it's gonna compound at the end of every quarter versus monthly like it is now. But interest will still accrue daily. So that way I can show you the difference between the 0.01% and the 3.5%. So it should be a pretty big deal.
I will say.
Good idea.
So yes, can I say that?
All right, new business, city hall maintenance, everybody got a copy. So if you've been down here lately, the front of the building, the siding's rotting. And kind of hard to encourage growth and new construction when they come down here to register and the buildings looks like hell. So this back addition, when this was done, the outside was not painted, so we need to get that painted. So we asked a couple different local contractors to write estimates on this. One did the estimate, one declined, one we just didn't hear back from. It's not a big dollar. In fact, it's really small. I could probably say it's less than $5,200. And then we'll have to have somebody come in and paint afterwards. And Ryan was gonna do a few improvements over on the side with some of the fencing and stuff like that, but this part of the job would have been too big and for their time to work.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is get this approved so we can get on the contractor's schedule and get this done this summer yet. And it's the siding up above and then the siding up the front.
The front edge, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you can, if you go and walk around the building, you can see the paint conditions and all that. And then like the spot where the AC unit was at, that's never been finished, and a lot of small things, so. And it's small dollars.
Well, stuff that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah,
so
but you have to do it, it'll get worse otherwise.
Just being a good steward of your property.
Yeah.
so.
Maintenance is what I consider it. So I need a,
What are we gonna do where the signage and canopy?
so, yeah, so
That in?
I think it'll go back up. But the signage that's underneath will come out. I don't know if you ever looked up in there, there's still signs underneath the new sign. I think the canopy will stay, but the stuff from underneath will come out. Ryan's got more of the specifics, unfortunately, couldn't be here tonight.
No, it's all.
Yeah,
I was just curious. I just had read through this.
Yeah.
And I saw removal of signage and canopy and
yeah.
I like that we're taking that off and taking that old signage off.
Yeah, it looks, yeah, you look up there, the letters are there, they just bolted it right over the top of the other one.
Are we going to replace that fabric too?
I don't know. Mark wouldn't do that. We'd probably have to get a separate, somebody else look at that.
Like for the awesome.
I think he's
Yeah.
built it.
Ace?
Yeah, he's.
We could do turn around, get it recorded. I'm sure it'd be small dollar, so.
Mhm.
Cause it's getting to be
Curious
taboo.
to our sign, like updated signage based on the new logo and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and there's like an old sign, maintenance sign on the side of the front corner of the building that's coming down and all, and there's some other things.
Sure.
Just a general update.
I think it's needed, so I think that's a good idea.
I agree.
I'll make a motion to approve that estimate
Perfect,
to move forward with the update for the front of City Hall.
perfect. Second,
Second.
perfect. Steve, all in favor?
I,
Aye. Burn ban, fire chief's here. Burn ban's done, correct?
Yes.
However, however, obviously the high winds and it's still dry. So we want people to be aware of it. The other thing is burn pits.
fire pits.
Fire pits. Yeah, I've got it. What is it? 92.01. I believe is, in there, just a note. The fire pits are for recreational, for campfires. They're not for burning leaf piles
Yeah.
and you're cleaning your yard up and stuff. So I just want to make a note on that because that's the stuff you're smoking out your neighbors.
Do they need to be covered or?
I believe, I don't think it states a cover, honestly.
Sioux Falls require.
Yeah, I don't think ours states a cover. It just requires a designated pit. Um, Outdoor preparation, food, recreational, ceremonial occasions, I suppose, like a burn pit for fire, for
Yeah.
flags or something like that, probably sourcing in there. Anything you want to add to that one?
I think it's, I don't know if there's any distance from structure section at all.
I don't think in this one there's it, but it doesn't mean there's somewhere else.
City is like 15 feet, and a water source within 15 feet, so something like that, if it was to, something popped out.
Yeah.
It can't be engineered or sawn lumber. Everything else is,
Yeah.
not necessarily for the legends like you mentioned, but.
Right.
That's
And-
definitely not garbage.
Best practice too, right? I mean,
Yeah, usually.
yeah,
Like the open fires down at the campgrounds, is that gonna be monitored? Or, I mean, if that gets worse as far as Friday.
well, sheriff's department rolls through there, Ryan's down there. He had some stuff the other day he took care of, so,
Well, I was
Yeah.
curious, if there, somebody's gonna ask. But,
yeah, I mean, they're designated burn pits, so,
mm,
And those that look pretty,
yeah, they're contained, right?
yeah.
And then not to interrupt, but.
No.
Back to your, the burn ban.
Yeah.
It's, you've got it worked out where it'll go on, like on a Tuesday, but on the commission meeting,
Yeah,
it can go off any day, so.
right,
I don't have a good answer on how you get that message to everybody. Quick or not quick, to be right in town, again, that's. the whole
if you see stuff on it, you can shoot it to Lacey, we can throw it in the text service too,
Yeah, and like I said, in town, it's obviously different, but
right?
if people that are on the fringes get that information, then they'll know as well, because that's.
Yeah.
You finally, they kind of do, and it's, they tell us when they take it home, but I don't know, they try.
So I just want to touch on it. Road closure.
Right here. That's for, they have that.
Oh, yeah, this is an every year event. Over on Anna Street, they do a road closure on the fourth, for the 4th of July. They do a group fireworks steel shootout down there. They're always really prompt and on top of it. They get us information. So they're just looking for permission for a road closure for the 4th of July on Anna. And I suppose we gotta probably vote on that, right? Yeah,
think so.
we do in the past on road closures. So I just,
Make a motion
Yeah.
to close up Anna with a fireworks display permit.
second, cool, all in favor? Aye. 4th of July fireworks, who we got here?
Okay, so I was just gonna look, because usually,
Can I add something to that too, that last one?
yeah,
If there is anyone out that's watching the video tonight or doing, and they want to do something for fireworks, sooner is better than later, so we don't have to do an emergency for, July 2nd meeting. We've had to do it before, so if we can get information just down at City Hall and we'll take care of it for you, so.
Just lovely country.
Is that, yeah.
so I was trying to, I thought last year, well, the years.
We did a couple days,
Yeah, the years before, there was,
that's our
I
dates.
think our ordinance states the 4th of July, so we have to give,
Yeah.
every year we have to give the certain dates, and it's on Friday this year. So I don't know if we wanna say like
Did you guys
the
okay?
5th.
Yeah, that's so
You had to set specific times on those dates too.
I think
should,
so.
11, I think.
yeah.
Wasn't it 11 last
Yeah.
year?
I think it was lemon.
So starting on the 3rd, 4th and 5th, running till 11 at night, but like 8 AM to the 11th. On the 3rd, 4th and 5th of July, like 8 AM to 11 at night
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and that is, it's never quite right. Or should we do Sunday too? There's a lot of family stuff.
I know they talked about doing the fireworks Sunday night instead.
Yeah,
Could we make it maybe a little earlier to end that? I just worry that if
Well,
we
what
say
time does it
11
get dark?
PM. Yeah,
that was good later.
Closer to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's in 2 hours.
So do you want to do,
well, it was discussed in the dog days meeting to possibly move the fireworks to Sunday night like Dell's does. They do theirs on Sunday night. So,
That could be, I mean, we could give specific permission.
yeah, that's.
Yeah. But there is a lot of family stuff on Sundays.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as like how late into the night we go.
Oh, sure.
Like if the dog days thing is going from 9:30 to 10:30, but for this purpose of general public use, we want it to be done by 10.
Sure.
We can give special permission for that dog days group to go
Yeah.
until 10:30 or 11 o'clock. That's not it.
What about for the fourth? We do the third, fourth, fifth, 8 to 11, Sunday, 8 to 10.
I'm fine with that.
That way it's 10 for people that have to work Monday morning. And then there's family stuff and everybody's covered. That works.
Sounds good.
Just need that
That was a good motion.
first.
There you
Yeah.
go. I'll make that motion.
All right.
I'll second.
Perfect. All in favor. Awesome.
I,
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Engineering updates, Ash and Opie. Speak to us.
Yes, start with the Open Ash project. Adam reached out last week, updated schedule. They've been up there since the last couple days of last week and 2 days this week, finishing up some of that grading. Adam then reached out, let us know that Total Till will be up tomorrow to complete that speed in the spur area, which is perfect timing for cooler weather, with the rain coming. There's still a handful of items that need to be completed on the punch list, but those will be completed after that seeding is done. Hopefully wrap that one up.
It's just all seed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Well, for the punch list items you need,
For the dirt on the other side of the road, that's just all seeded.
and it'll be, yeah, seeded tomorrow.
Okay.
They're coming very well.
What's
Are
that?
they gonna cover it?
Yeah, I believe they're to cover.
They're talking, they can rain, goes in.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully,
What did they use? They just, like a mulch?
usually just a hydro mulch, just so
Okay.
it has something to keep
Hold
it
the water.
down. Like you say, it'll get washed around. Oak's pretty seed, so that'll get washed.
Yeah.
It's real fast the way they
Yeah.
good.
back again.
Where do I buy that stuff?
You gotta talk to him. Let him come to your place.
But that one should get wrapped up here pretty shortly, which is perfect, as usually some people want that to get cleaned up here shortly,
Sure.
so that's
Yeah.
all good news.
All right.
Main lift
Main lift
station.
station, yeah.
They are completed with the sewer from the lagoons over to the lift station building. And they've installed a wet well as well. And then last week, they started construction on the lift station structure. This morning, they poured the footings for that building as well. So starting to see that one go up. That project's coming along very well. Depending again on weather, to see if those walls are able to be poured. They're looking at Thursday, but we'll see if that actually happens or not. But that one will keep progressing. The only thing that we need from council on that one is acceptance of pay application number 2. In amount to $112,932.20. Again, just for that, majority of the sanitary sewer that's been installed, as well as the reestablishment of the bank in the lagoons and most of the construction in that area.
Okay. So,
I'd like to make a motion to pay $112,932.20 to the application number 2.
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye. Perfect.
Next, we have the transportation alternative grant. The state sent over that financial agreement, I believe, to Lacey. You can see that, perfect. With that, we will need council's approval to give Ryan the authority to sign that agreement with the state. I believe, have you guys seen that one?
This is,
Acknowledged.
I had him sign it and then I saw the thing about the minutes.
Oh, okay.
So is it okay if we attach the minutes? Does he need to redate it? Or, and I'll just have him just,
Just say,
yeah, yep, I'll just have him re-sign and date that.
okay.
Okay.
This was sent to me though, I wasn't like, I can't reprint it, but can I just have him, put the date behind the date? And initial it?
You can re-sign.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's that large and probably just like we talked about getting approval from these guys just to confirm rather than Ryan just signing that.
okay,
Either way,
What's the date?
4:30.
Yeah.
Could we just make a motion in our minutes to retrospectively approve?
Right, if you're everybody, I,
There you go.
Yeah, do
Go
that.
ahead.
And then, because I just have to attach the minutes with this,
Yeah.
otherwise it wouldn't have been
That's
such a big
what
deal.
I'm saying, if we make a motion to approve it retrospectively from
Then we don't
four
need to read.
thirty, then you wouldn't have to re-sign it, you could attach the minutes.
That's-
So I'll make that
great.
motion.
Perfect. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
right, then with that, then being signed and approved, scope of work as well as the project proposals required by the state prior to design starting on the project. ISG has started on that, or started putting together that project proposal. So we'll continue to move that one forward and help you guys in that process. And then anticipating design in the back half of 2025 and construction in 2026. So excited for the city to have this project continue to move forward. It's a good chunk of funding. for you guys.
Did we get a letter drafted up to send out citizens? And then we'll have to schedule a meeting, right?
Yes, we could do both or the letter, whatever.
I'd like to do
We're
both.
just waiting for that proposal.
Yeah,
To come through and have that full scope of work, so we have an idea of exactly what.
okay, so the dollars and stuff, so they know what they're talking about. Okay,
So we'll put that together. It's not getting pushed down. We're just waiting. Everything's kind of finalized rather than kind of jumping to it. Some stuff.
Yeah.
Try to be with your confident council or.
what's that? Yeah, we could do something similar to that. It'd probably be a little bit more formal, but you know, what we'll have is I've got a rough dollar per yard. I got from Justin, but we just probably want to get that a little bit more firm, so that everybody knows what they're getting into, and then, you know, that. The way that works, they got a year, they can either just pay that up or they can put it on their taxes, do it at 10. So technically you got 11 years to spread it. It's gonna be a very small number, so what is it, 18%, I think, to the homeowner?
Right.
I'd take 18% on the.
18.5%.
Yeah, I'd do that anything.
It's a grateful thing for an old.
Yeah, so that's a stellar.
It's a good chunk of funding that the city's receiving, so that is awesome. And then the final update is on the Fifth Street improvements. Again, Blacktop has been awarded that contract. They reached out yesterday, letting us know that we plan to start in August. So it won't be starting for a while, but with that scope of work and how quick they knock that out, no worries.
Yeah, and I just keep in touch with Lacey so I can announce closure of street and all that.
Right. So once that's set in stone, they haven't given us
When's
an actual
school start?
August 14th.
Well, it'd be awesome if we could have it done before that school started, but
Yeah, it would be great if they could get that knocked
Yeah.
out here in the summer, but, and they're saying there's a chance that they can move that one up, but
okay.
depending on where their schedule goes throughout the summer, and like I said,
The stage fair should.
What's a typical project like that? What's your timeline on it? Does it take a month? Does it take 6 months?
it
Depends on the
how
grading
much
and
they-
everything else, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, if they're there every day, they knock it out.
They can do it.
Weather.
It's too
But if
bad.
they're gonna spread it out, they could take as long as they.
I remember when they did North, Fifth, and it was fast. It was fast. It was a blink of an
I
eye.
mean, if they start in August, hopefully then that's one of their last projects for the year, and they can just rip it out in 2-3 weeks, and maybe that.
That'd be awesome.
School begin, right, but maybe it pushes them.
Yeah, they'll spend so much time. It would impact people on that development. It's people coming in from that gravel road.
Yeah.
From that side of town.
Correct.
Would that get in the way too? Would that get in the way of the entrance to the top parking lot? Probably, right?
I just barely know.
No,
Okay,
because
okay,
it
okay.
was just south of
They'd have to come
Just
in from the other
just in
direction.
front of Mark's.
the shop.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
But, it's just anything else.
Oh, that's right. It is blacktop in
Blacktop
front.
is right.
Okay, so they can still come this way.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
So
it would simply just be on that road. that-
Mark's business south,
Yeah.
so the one entrance into Grant Park there. and
Yeah.
Then Mark's business and then anybody coming in through the south side of town.
So if you could scratch the stuff earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. So, with that, that's all we have for updates. If you guys have any other additional questions.
That's it.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I want to do an exec session tonight. If I can get somebody to.
I'll make a motion to go in executive session at 7:24 PM.
Seconds. Thanks. gonna pull us out of executive session at 7:35.
Yeah.
And then Public Works update. You want to do Ryan Park first here?
Sure.
All right, so Public Works updates, well, I think it's Fifth and Valley View, and there's a couple other sections in there. Ryan had been working on chip seal quotes. There's two of them we got back, one from Blacktop Paving, for $29,350. And then there's one from ASCO, which is $29,600. The difference is $250, right? But the ASCO was putting a lot more volume of product down. And then they were sealing around the manholes and some additional work. So Ryan's suggesting the ASCO. So we just need to pass that and get on their deal. But this is already in our budget for the year.
Okay.
So we just need a motion.
What's the name of the company?
ASCO, ASCO, or Dakota Seal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Blacktop Paving was the other one.
So we want to go with.
We want to go with the ASCO, the Dakota Seal, because they're doing a lot more volume down on the surface and
I'll make a motion to approve the bid for ASCO.
perfect.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
So there's that part of Public Works. I'm trying to think if Ryan had anything else here for me. That was it. Unless you don't have anything, Lacey. No?
Well,
All right.
I don't have anything for finance office update, community relations update, but we'll get another meeting scheduled for dog days here coming up. We're just trying to finalize a couple things before we meet so that we know kind of what needs to be discussed. So I was just saying, I think we'll probably try to get one in before Memorial Weekend, so I will update everyone when we have that.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Legal update. We don't have anybody here tonight. She's not, she's a little under the weather. That's fine. Nikki, did you have something on there?
I do.
Let's hear it. That's fine. Yeah.
I went to church for Senior Sunday
Okay.
and Mark Branham handed me a check to donate to the pool bus from the
From the
Legion.
Legion? Well, that's huge.
Mhm. And I just wanted to give them a kudos.
Absolutely.
How much was it?
200.
Nice. Very nice. That's fantastic. Thank you, Legion.
Yeah. Well, I thought we needed to acknowledge that.
Absolutely. And that's all she got. That's all we got. So
You don't have nothing?
I got 0.
I'll
No.
make a motion to adjourn at 7:44 PM.
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Perfect. Meeting adjourned 7:44.